Good evening, everyone. I'm on vacation again. I was telling a colleague today, last time I was on vacation, I ended up working physically a lot more than what I do at work. I ended up building a few trellises for my grapes and just preparing the garden in general, putting some trellises for my cucumbers and squash and things like that. Um, Transplanting a few shrubs, a few trees. This time, I think it's going to be all about canning. Although tomorrow we're expecting like high winds and storms. Not much rain, but mostly like a lot of wind. The rain should come tonight because we are getting the rest of a hurricane, the Hurricane Debbie. Um, the way it was looking a couple of days ago, it looked very bad, but for some reason, it's always going downhill before it gets here, and we never really get the worst of it. Sunday, Scott from Rambling with the Brooms will be around. He has a few things to do with the mother-in-law, so we will meet up either for just a little lunch or I don't know, like I have probably a few things to share with him. We might try to go fishing. That'd be fun. It's not going to be tomorrow, obviously. Maybe Sunday in the evening, depending on the weather and depending on everything that's going on. If not, we'll try to go Monday, but it always depends on the tides. And if the tides are high, if the tides are at the highest point around 9:30, that's usually the best time, the best timing, because you can go fishing after supper around 6. So for like 3 hours and a half, you can fish when the sun goes down and when the tide is coming up. So this is basically the best time. But after that, it starts to go downhill a little bit. Jennifer, thank you so much for stopping by. We met, by the way. We shared a few things, food, a few vegetables I had, a few trees that she had planted. I visited her property, which is awesome. There's a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong, but she seemed determined to get everything done. Hello, Karen. Thank you so much for stopping by. Melissa, Little House in the Big Woods. Yep, rain, wind today and tonight here. So we're just like maybe 12 hours after you. The rain has started, although it's not as hard as I thought it would be. We were expecting rain around 2 p.m. and it's currently 8 p.m. and I'm going to say the rain started maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours ago, if that. And it's not raining that hard. I mean, just like 30 minutes ago, I went outside to transplant my longingberry. Is that what they're called? In French, they're called RL Souci. I planted them in the back of the property, not too far from my blueberries, because, well, I had space there, basically. But I realized that the soil there is not necessarily the best. I think it's a little bit more acidic. My shrubs are supposed to get to like 3 or 4 feet high, if not more. I bought them at this size, and they are still precisely at this size, and it's been a year. So I just transplanted them, brought them a little bit closer to the house. Well, not necessarily closer to the house, but more on this side of the wet part of the property. I'm going to have to do the same with the low bush cranberries that I have also. Those are plants I bought last year at the nursery store in Quebec when I went over to the Eastern Ontario Homesteaders Conference. So they're a little bit more than a year and a half old on the property. They should be starting to grow a little bit. There's a lot of things that I bought that either, I'm not going to say died off because they're still alive, but they shrunk down a little bit, but you can see new growth and they're starting now. So those longing berries should be doing something similar, but they're just not. So I transplanted them. I give them some nice compost I had here, and we'll see with that rain. It should help them establish. Hopefully the soil will be a little bit better for them, and I'm hoping to be able to harvest some of those little berries in the next couple of years. Very, very humid. Yuck. Yeah, we've had some very warm and humid weather until, we've had a heat wave since early July, since the beginning of July. I was on vacation from July 9th to the 16th, or that makes sense. What month is this? Doesn't even say what month it is. Oh, July. So on Friday, July 5th, I fell on vacation. So basically from the 7th to the 13th of July, there was a heat wave, and that heat wave lasted until last weekend. Last Sunday, it was really warm, but Saturday, we've had huge rain, a huge amount of rain, huge storm. And even though it was still warm and humid on Sunday, it kind of went down the hill since then. It's still nice. You can at least go outside and breathe. But it's been a lot, and a lot cooler than what it was for the month of July. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, Jane. Nice of you to stop by, both of you. Just beginning to rain here. Okay, so you're not that far after me. You're just a little bit more on the top. So maybe you won't even get most of the storm. Chickens don't like it. They were all in. We locked them in for the night. I'm a little bit worried at the moment. And the kids are even more worried than me because usually my cat Charlie, comes in every morning, even if it's just to come in, drink some water, get his breakfast, and go back outside. Most of the time, he'll sleep during the day and hunt during the night. So we let him out after supper, and he'll be back in the morning. Sometimes in the middle of the night, he'll wake us up. Because we can hear him in front of the door, but he didn't come in at all yesterday, and we didn't see him at all today. We don't even know if he's still alive. We saw him Wednesday night, which was the last time we saw him. It's been 48 hours, and it's been raining. I know cats can do that sometimes, but it's still worrisome a little bit. And I'm just hoping that if he is to go, that he's not suffering. That's all I hope. But I really hope he would come back. The kids would be devastated, I guess. They'd be devastated if the dog left us. The dog's been with us for 11 years. She's getting old. We know that it could happen. We're not expecting it to happen now. She's still healthy, but you can see her getting older. But we've only had the cat for a year. So I wouldn't want anything to happen to him just yet. I can say that he's done his job. Even though we didn't see him, there was a mouse behind my vehicle yesterday that wasn't there the day before. Because we always check whenever we go outside before I go to work. I check around because I know sometimes you'll hang under the vehicles, and I look around to see if you brought us some little gifts. And there was a little dead mouse. So I know he came. I know he was still alive yesterday. It's just wondering like why he's not coming in, especially since it's raining. I thought animals could feel that kind of stuff. He must be hungry. He didn't eat in the last 48 hours. I'm hoping he's doing all right also. Yeah, at least he probably knows where he is. Yeah, he does know his territory very well. We've never seen him hang around in the road or anything like that. I know we have some foxes. We have some bears not too far. But I'm guessing it'd be good enough to avoid them. But bears are predators. You never know. Maybe. But he was snipped. Would that matter? Like, would he still hang around the female? I know that the neighbor, like Lucas Fran from like 3 houses down the road, has a female cat, and we've seen them hang out together a couple of times. But I don't know. Like, maybe we could send him a message, but I don't think he would go after the female if he's had the surgery. But I mean, they hang around together, so they're friends. You never know. It's just a matter of it stresses me because we're expecting a huge storm. And I told the kids, if you see him and he comes in, leave him inside for a couple of days. Yeah, maybe he did since the storm is coming and he's hiding. But he usually doesn't go. Well, I mean, he probably goes far because we don't know how far he goes. But we usually see him even during the day. Sometimes he'll come in, just drink water, and go back out. He'll come in to eat some food. So he hasn't eaten anything in the last 48 hours, unless he's been eating whatever he's been hunting. Garden-wise, I've been harvesting like 5-6 cucumbers and zucchinis, 5 and 6 of each, every day for the last 2 weeks now. I started harvesting a few tomatoes. Well, I've had a few tomatoes a couple weeks ago, but it was from the nursery, like a plant I bought at the nursery. So tomatoes were almost ready. But in the last week, I've had so much. I'm not going to say free stuff because it was more like trading stuff. Well, I had some free stuff too. So I was at the community garden last week. Was it last Friday? Maybe I already talked about that, but I'm just going to talk about it again just quickly. I was there harvesting my vegetables, and then the guy taking care of the garden was there with a bunch of free plants from the local nursery. He had sweet potatoes, which are already growing potatoes. Like when we transplanted them, you could see in the roots that there were sweet potatoes. I mean, they're probably not going to get big. We only have about 2 months left. But if they can double in size, we'll get potatoes about this big, and it'll still be all right. If it was something like this, maybe even the size of my mouse here. He also had some candy tomatoes. He was giving away a bunch of free plants. Well, basically, he had like a dozen of them. He was just planting them wherever he had space. So if someone had something harvested and it was overgrown with weeds, or if someone planted something that just didn't grow, or if there was a free space somewhere, he would just go and plant it there. And I had some free space, and I asked him if I could plant it there. He said, yeah, like if it's in your aisle, it's yours. So I planted about a dozen plant of sweet potatoes and one of that candy tomato plant. I've been harvesting like a handful at least of tiny tomatoes. They're about the size of like a big blueberry maybe. Um, so I get a handful of them every day. Every time I go there, and I go there like every second day. Um, and I mean, I've been trading some zucchinis and cucumbers with colleagues, with people at the community garden. The lady gave me a few cucumber plants earlier in the season. I gave her a bunch of zucchinis, although I think she forgot them there because when I went back, was it yesterday? I'm pretty sure those were the same zucchinis. Anyway, they were left there, and I brought them back home. I will give her some more whenever I see them. I put my first bag of tomatoes in the freezer, eating a lot of cherries in my salad every day. I think I will share with the food bank this next Monday. That's very, very nice. And that's awesome that you're already harvesting tomatoes. In my greenhouse, I see a lot of flowers, but not that many tomatoes. I might have to pollinate them, like hand pollinate them myself. Um, it needs to get done now because if I don't see any tomatoes, usually by the 20th of August, I just cut my losses and I cut all the flowers and keep the rest. Whatever's not at least at the fruit phase by the 20th of August, that's usually when I just go and cut all the flowers because they won't have time to grow into fruits. They won't have time to uh, to become ripe. So I won't have any tomatoes. By cutting the flowers, you're just helping the plant to focus on the fruits that are already there. That's my goal. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you so much for stopping by. I see that you are also new on Threads. It's been pretty nice. I find that there's less insult and less drama. Well, maybe just because of the crowd I was following on Twitter or X, but I had to let go of that social media a while back because it was just getting too much. At least on Threads, you can share your stuff, and I mean, I just ask a question. I just ask like a general question just to engage followers. The question was simple, like, if you garden, why do you garden? And I could see that my question received over 2,000 views. So at least 2,000 people saw my question. And it's kind of cool because you can see the amount of views your replies are getting or your posts are getting. Beside that one at 2,000, I mean, I've had like 15, 20 views. um, but it's still fun. Did anyone see my last post? Probably not. No view. Well, I had to pull all my zucchini plants. Too much rain, I think. I planted green beans in place of the zucchini. I have some weird issues with my beans. I planted some yellow beans here, and I don't know why. Like as soon as I try to pull one bean, the whole plant just breaks down. I mean, it doesn't do that at the community garden. I can remove like 4 of them at the same time. The plant will just like move with me and let go of the beans. I don't know if it's because the soil is maybe too compact. If the soil was a little bit looser, maybe it wouldn't do that. But at the same time, the plants seem very strong. And as soon as you just remove one, it's like it breaks. I think I must have had well, Let's say you make salad for like 4 people. The bowl you would have, that was full of beans for just one plant. It was crazy. I've never seen that before. I will post a short on that later on. Yeah. Um, and it doesn't matter where you stand, whether you're left, right, middle. I just find that people are insulting for no reason. Because, I mean, we're all allowed to have different opinions. But if you start insulting me, I mean, you're losing all my respect. And on X, that's what was happening in the end. It's one thing to have free speech, but when free speech only goes one way, or when you can't say anything, you can agree with someone, but having like a little side note. I agree with you, but you also have to keep this in mind. Well, you get insulted, like you don't even deserve to live according to them. So I just decided to delete my account and never go back. Threads is pretty much the same thing. So we'll see. It's ranked like in the top 5 of all the apps right now. And X fell in the low 40s. So I'm guessing a lot of people are starting to leave. It might just be an impression. But anyway. So to finish my story, so I was, my parents-in-law got back from Alberta. They managed to sell the house and they retired, so they're here full time now. Although they were here full time last time and then decided to go back. But they sold the house, they sold all their stuff, they're here. They arrived on Sunday, so we went to the Bonamy Festival parade, and there were a few of my girlfriend's family members there, a few aunts, and they were talking how they would like to have zucchinis. And turns out that someone I know had a lot of zucchinis. I mean, I've been bringing like 3 to 4 zucchinis a day at work. People want to have zucchinis. Some people don't grow a garden. And I mean, my zucchinis are grown without chemicals, without pesticides, without any fertilizer other than natural fertilizer. And by that, I mean compost. Rabbit manure or chicken manure that's been aged for like 3 years. Yeah, it is horrible, and I agree with you. If you don't have anything nice to say, and I find it goes the same on YouTube. I mean, I have a few short videos, and I mean, I don't really mind getting like 1 thumbs down for every 100 thumbs up, But I posted a video of a deer. It was pretty cool. And all I did was post a 10 seconds short video of a deer. I had 2 thumbs down. Like, what's up with that? You don't like deer? You don't have to put a thumbs down. People don't realize that other than just hurting people's feelings a little bit, it doesn't really do much. The video that provoked the most, the video I posted that received the most negativity, is the video that's given me the most money since I posted it. And it was a moose hunting video from 2 years ago. People were mad at me because I shot and missed. Well, I didn't necessarily miss, but I was never able to find the animals. And I mean, after searching 3 to 4 hours and you don't even see trails anymore, that's weird. Awesome. If you don't have a trail for your animal, you're never gonna be able to find it. Because let's face it, If you walk for a kilometer in circle and you don't see a single trail, single track, how do you expect to find the animal? It could be 40 kilometers away, and people got mad at me, and I received a bunch of thumbs down and a bunch of personal attacks, people telling me that I should not be hunting anymore. But guess what? That's the video that gave me the most views and the more money. You want to be mad at me and give me money? Fine. But, just like you say, if you don't have anything nice to say, if you're mad at someone, I mean, I would never give someone a thumbs down unless you were like beating on kids or harassing someone. I would never give you a thumbs down. If you do something honest, there's no reason for me to put a thumbs down. Just no reason. Oh yeah, just check. My chickens video is at 80% like. Really? So there's people that don't like chickens, I guess. Hello, Dave. Thank you so much for stopping by. So yeah, a bunch of people wanted to have free zucchinis and free cucumbers, but I didn't know about the zucchini, so I brought cucumbers. Gave a couple to my mother-in-law and a few of my girlfriend's aunts. And then one of them was like, "Oh, if you have zucchinis, I'll take some." Turns out that her son, my girlfriend's cousin, also has a little homestead, and he does a lot of cool stuff. I think I heard someone say that he might be looking into starting a YouTube channel. I don't know. But from what I remember, he once told me that he didn't want to have anything to do with social medias. So I don't know. But, I mean, he's got a lot to teach. He took a few classes on how to grow food organically, without chemicals, without pesticides, and how to have like a huge harvest. Our little gingerbread house. Thank you so much for stopping by. And good evening to you too. So he might be creating a channel soon, and if he does, of course, I will help him out. Might have him on one of my live stream at some point if he decides he wants to join. Might be doing a tour of his garden. Get some people to subscribe to his channel. I mean, if I can help someone, well, that's awesome. But that being said, since I was heading over at his mom's place that lives about 2 minutes away from him, I sent him a message saying, "Hey, like, can I stop by? Like, you wanted to give me some more blackberries and a few rose cuttings." So I figured I'm already there, might as well stop by. And he was home alone. The kids were gone at a soccer tournament in the PEI. So he's like, "Come over whenever you want. I have nothing better to do anyway." Like, so I tried. He made me try something that he does with carrots, beets, and celery. So he has, I don't know if it's called a juicer or like a tomato paste maker that happens to have some juice, or like an exit door for juice. But he makes juice with carrots, celery, and beets. He cleans them up, he cuts them, and he makes juices. And then he'll go and freeze it and drink it whenever he wants. So what he's doing is, once he has the juice, he'll put it in one of those vacuum sealer bags, put it in the freezer. Once it's frozen, he will seal it and vacuum and seal it, and then put it back in the freezer. I tried that. Oh my God. That was awesome. Like, really, really good. I mean, I feel like it's hard on the stomach because of the carrots. But I really felt energized after. It's like it has everything your body needs in a drink. Um, then I had a few vegetables because on my way there, I asked him like, "Do you need zucchini? Do you want zucchinis and cucumbers?" And he didn't answer me. So I went to the community garden and harvested a few zucchinis. And once I got there, he told me, if you still have those zucchinis, if you brought them, um, we can trade. I have some carrots and beets and Swiss chard and a bunch of things here for you. And I mean, I don't grow zucchinis because we don't eat enough of them, but I always enjoy like one or two zucchinis. So I had like one of those. Um, I think they're more like the green one, delicata squash, or were they yellow? But anyway, I had one of those squash, and I had a huge zucchini, and he took those two, and he took a cucumber, and in exchange, I ended up with a full bag of carrots, a full bag of onion, a full bag of beets, like a bunch of Swiss chard, um, like infinite rose cuttings. If I wanted, I could have taken some grape vines, some cuttings out of the grapevines as well, but I'm pretty sure I have to wait a little bit for those. Um, I have some blackberries. Actually, I still have them in the water. I will have to go and transplant them. Otherwise, it might die, and I might end up at the same point I was before I got there. Um, so yeah, that was pretty cool. And while I was there, Jennifer texted me saying that she had some stuff for me too. Whenever I would be able to drive her way, that she had a few um, sea buckthorn berry shrubs that she started from seeds that she was willing to give me, and a few other things. So I'm like, well, I'm actually like 10 minutes away, literally 10 minutes away from your place. I can stop by right now if you want. So I ended up going over there, and I gave her like two onions and a few carrots, zucchini and cucumber. I had a few blackberry shrubs blackberry plants that I was able to give her as well. And in exchange, I ended up with a bunch of different things that she had that she just didn't want to eat, like wieners and bologna and things like that. So for like $10 worth of gas and like $2 worth of seeds for the squash, zucchinis, and cucumbers, I came back home with about $300 worth of food. I swear to God, like that was insane. And the drag race is sunny and 22 Celsius on Lake Huron. That's awesome. It's been around that temperature here as well, uh, but I'm pretty sure it's raining right now. I'm hungry now, and it's supposed to be zucchini wrap tonight. Awesome. I need to learn how to do meals with zucchini. Right now, I can it. I have a few mason jars already canned. If we don't lose power tomorrow, I will be doing some more canning because I would like to give a jar to Scott once he gets here. Um, Gotta grow. No, GTGR. So GT Junior grows in Alaska. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're arriving just at the time where I need to take a quick break. I'll see you in a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. What did you can, Dave? Can all week. Sounds good, very healthy. Yeah, the juice was awesome. Seriously, the taste and like I said, besides the fact that carrots are a little bit hard on the stomach when raw, I could feel it a little bit, but I mean, not enough to stop me from drinking it again. I don't think I'll have enough carrots this year to try it, like to try to, like myself here. But in the future, he'll give me something else to try with the carrots. And what he does with the leftovers, he just simply gives it to the chickens. Also, you can tomatoes. Fox it outdoors. Thank you so much. I've made it for a change. Yeah, it happens every once in a while. And Melissa's back. Not sure if you just came at the beginning and left, or if you were nearby this whole time. But thank you regardless. We ended up going in the woods. Mano and I, my girlfriend and I. Was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday. Because yesterday I didn't feel too good. And when we got back, I was already like, when you're cold and you just can't seem to get warm again. And I didn't sleep too well. Went to work, but I wasn't feeling 100%. Yesterday, as soon as I got home, I basically fell asleep on the couch for like 2 hours. But we went to harvest some wild blueberries. There are some, a lot of them, but they're smaller than they used to be. Well, they're smaller than they were last year. Last year we had some pretty big blueberries, and in an hour we could easily harvest a gallon. This year we ended up with about a gallon between the both of us. Well, I had like 1/3, and Mano had like 2/3 of a gallon, if not 3/4, 1/4. I was surprised. I don't know how to explain it, but I was surprised, disappointed, I guess. On my way there, there's a few spots where we used to go moose hunting, like a few roads where they had like old cuttings. But now on our way there to harvest the blueberries, the small road is simply been clear cut almost the whole way. You can see the beaver ponds in the back. You can see a lot of moose tracks. I've seen deer tracks. But I mean, it's clear cutting, and you can see that they cut a lot of woods. There's going to be a lot of people hunting moose there this year because, let's face it, new cuttings means the moose will be able to go eat right off the ground, but it's still not good for the environment. You will have to water your plants. You will not have, yeah. Everything needs water. You had a warm winter like us, Marilyn, like warm and dry winter. We didn't have rain until like 2 weeks ago, and it's been raining a little bit for one day. And then last Thursday and Saturday. So the last 2 Thursdays of July, we've had a little bit of rain, and like a huge storm last Saturday that lasted about 3 hours. I've been canning up to 110 jars last week. Wow, that's awesome. All I've done is like 2 jars. I am really, well, I can't really say behind on that part, because I usually don't start canning before mid-August. Like usually around the 15th or like 20th of August is when I start canning. I'll harvest beans and a few things like that. But I already harvested a bunch of stuff, but I didn't really start canning. I have like 2 1-liter mason jar. For the people out there, my book wasn't saying anything about it, but if it says that you need to water bath for 10 minutes with 15 milliliters jar. How long would you do 1 liter jar? I've done it for 15 minutes. Is that good enough? Yeah, that's crazy. 110 jars. That's crazy. We have wildfire burning about 9 miles from us. So smoky. Oh no. Let's hope for the best. Hopefully, it will be controlled soon, and stay safe. No matter what happens, your family is the most important thing. A house can be rebuilt, but lives cannot. So just be careful. Um, it's crazy. You guys are getting wildfires down there. There's been a lot of wildfires in Alberta as well, like in Western Canada. Here, I know Annie from Back to Basics Homestead today was saying that she had water in the basement. They're right in the middle of the storm at the moment, and everything is like really, really wet. Must be getting all your rain. Yeah, it seems like when it's raining someplace, it stays there. I think last year, like July 2023, we've had, without exaggerating, 29 or 30 days of rain in July out of 31. This year, we've had 2 days of rain, if we've had 2 days in the whole month of July. Like, that's one extreme to the other. The best thing would be, I don't know, maybe like 7 days of rain for like 21 days of beautiful weather. That would make sense, right? Every 4 days it could be raining and it'd be all right. Simple Acre Homestead. Hello. I don't remember seeing you. Maybe you've been here before. Regardless, thank you. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if it's your first time, well, thank you for stopping by. Let me open your channel. Maybe if I see some of your videos, it'll remind me. I am subscribed. We dropped in last week for the first time. Okay, so that's why you've been here for the second time. I will leave the page open. I am subscribed. Southern Ontario, Canada. So another fellow Canadian. That's awesome. And we are a family of 6 living on just under 1 acre in southwestern Ontario, Canada. We try to maximize our use of this 1 acre property. So I feel you right there. We're a family of 7, and I have just a tiny bit more than an acre. We have conservative views and Christian beliefs. Please subscribe and join as we learn on this journey. All right. I will share your channel because I always do when I see new people here. We were on fire ban here, but should be good now. Yeah, I'm guessing after the rain that we're having right now, we should be good. When I went upstairs a couple of minutes ago, it wasn't raining, so we're expecting like this huge storm. Well, we were expecting it from 2 p.m. today until, I don't know, like Sunday morning, like during the night between Saturday and Sunday, but it's not even raining right now, so I don't know. We're really, really in need of rain, but it's just not coming. Nice to see you again. Yeah, after all this rain, it should be gone. Is it raining down there, Tiffany? Tiffany lives about 3-4 hours to the south of where I am. I've been on vacation this week, so I have been trying to make it to as many lives as I can, share some love. Awesome. Thank you so much. I keep saying, if you don't have time to watch someone's video, you can always just give a thumbs up, put another smiley face in the comments, and just press play and go do your things. I mean, I don't mind. I know everyone is so busy. And I mean, I see that my views are going down, but I also see that most of the people that used to follow me, like because they're friends, like Marilyn, Annie, Tracy, all those friends are so busy right now. They're barely posting videos themselves. So I can't expect them to watch my stuff if they're basically not even posting videos. Even Dave, usually Dave will comment on pretty much all my videos. I haven't seen him comment on all of them lately. We're all busy. And I mean, I'm just, maybe you did, Dave, and I just forgot. Sorry if I did. I'm just saying that everyone's busy. And when you can share some love the way you do, even if you just come say hi, stay for 5 minutes, if you have something better to do, I would understand. I try to press play, even if I can't stay. Usually Scott goes live after me. So I'm usually on for an hour. So it's 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. But I always try to stay as long as I can because, honestly, I really, really need the watch time. I am sitting at, let me see. I am at 200 watch hours right now, and it's going down. 200 watch hours with 9,000 subscribers, like I should be over 500 hours. And I see some people, well, I was talking about Scott. He knows how to get his crowd going. He can have a live stream last up to 3 hours and have 50 people watching. That helps. That's 150 hours right there. If you do that twice a week, 3 times a week, you already have your 400 watch hours in the month, just in 1 week. I am far from that. But like I said earlier, maybe if we go fishing, we can just put the phones on and have a little chat. We'll see how things goes. He wants to go bass fishing. I'm hoping to be able to bring him and have some fun. And it'd be nice. It'd be even nicer if there was mackerel on the shore when we go, because we could fish for mackerel and then just like have some fun trying to catch bass. It's been pouring most of the day. Oh, cool. Well, you guys are lucky. We don't have rain up here. There's been like maybe 1 or 2 showers around supper time. That's pretty much it. I was able to go outside with my Crocs, and I didn't my feet didn't get wet. Fire on the beach, how romantic! Yeah, we'll have a fire, Scott and I too. YouTube is like having a third job, definitely. It's because, let's face it, at the moment, first of all, I don't feel like I have the same energy and same ambitions as when I started. I have 16 people watching right now, which is awesome. 17. This is the most I've had in the past 6-7 months. The last time I had more viewers than this on the live stream was when I had a giveaway. When you do giveaways and you promote them, people tend to come. But I mean, it's logic. It makes sense. Like, I get it. I'm not mad at people. I'm just mad at myself because I'm losing motivation and I'm out of ideas. I want to film stuff where I can actually teach something. I was supposed to be in the woods, in the wild, showing some different kind of stuff. At least that's what my trailer video says. It didn't happen. I'm just too busy with the garden. The garden is my second job. And I'm at the point where when I started, the garden was a hobby. It was a hobby allowing me to grow food that was helping me financially a little bit because I was saving a little bit of money on the groceries, like on the grocery bill. But right now, it's not a hobby anymore. It's a full-time job. I have to bring in as much food as possible because if I don't, we will starve. I was able to save $10,000 worth of food last year. And I am far from $1,000 worth of food at the moment. I mean, even if I put it at $1 a cucumber and $1 a zucchini, I am maybe at $100 worth of food. I didn't catch any fish. I don't know if I'm going to get a deer. I don't know if I'll be able to get some moose meat. So far, nobody invited me to go moose hunting, and I don't have a tag, so I can't go. If I don't get a doe tag for deer, I don't know if I'm going to get some meat. Last year, my cousin lived in a place where he's got nuisance tags, where basically because he owned farmland, he had an orchard, apple orchard, he was able to get like 3 or 4 tags that he could just go and get the deer population down. So I was able last year to get like half a deer to myself, and we had a doe tag where we split a doe, my brother and I. So I ended up with about 140 pounds of venison, and I was also able to get the biggest bull moose we've ever caught. And by getting 1/3, I ended up with 260 pounds of meat. It was crazy the amount of meat we had on that moose. No, not 260, 220. It was 657 pounds of meat, which was the biggest that the butcher had seen last year. I also had a bunch of fish. I don't have fish this year. I don't have moose. I don't have venison. I will have the same amount of turkeys. I ended up with 6 last year. I bought 8 this year. I already lost 3, so we'll get like 1 less. Although I had more chickens, I ended up butchering 47 chickens. But what am I going to do with meat? I need meat, and I can't afford half a cow, half beef. You know, it's just too much. I will record the fishing definitely, depending on who comes. If my girlfriend comes, she doesn't want to be in front of the camera, but maybe I'll get lucky and she'll say yes. If I can at least put the camera behind Scott and I, we can just have a chat and film the fishing and, you know, have some fun. Need a procrastination day live stream. Yeah, but it gets to the point where I don't know what to say. I just feel like when I'm talking to myself sometimes, I end up not knowing what to talk about. And I mean, if I just sit here, don't talk about nothing, people won't stay. People will just go. And I know the more watch hours you get, the more YouTube promotes your stuff. The more YouTube promotes your stuff, the more people will come and join and watch your stuff. So, you know, it's a circle that the more you can put in, the bigger the circle gets. It's just that at the moment, I don't have time to post a lot of videos. I am limited to once a week and 1 live stream a week. I didn't post any short videos since I don't know when, which could be one of the reasons why YouTube isn't promoting me as much. Right now, I feel frustrated. I keep getting to 34.99 and can't get to that 3,500. I just reached 9,000, but I had been around within 15 subs of the 9,000 for like 2 months. Sometimes it happens. You will get there. Don't give up. It's just a matter of time. You're being a lot more consistent than I am. You post a lot more stuff than I do. You will get there. Cindy and I dropped the kids off at her mom's today and went fishing for the first time in 12 years. All that, I caught about a 2.5-inch minnow. Was rather embarrassing. In Ontario, you probably have a lot of lakes, though. But if you're South Ontario, well, depending on where you are, would you be close to Kingston? I know, I know, I know some people that lives in Lanark area that do fishing and they catch a lot of fish. So it's just a matter of finding the right place. Garden naked. No, I want to bring in more people, not scare them away. I hate when you hit a milestone and then drop a sub or two. Sometimes it can seem so hard to finally push past it. Yeah. I keep hovering 34. Yeah, same thing happened to me. I think it was when I reached around 5,000. I was at like 49.99 for like a month. Well, sometimes it seems longer. You'll get a few ones during the night. They'll drop off. They'll come back. If you're not subscribed to Canadian Family Homestead, Canadian Family Life, sorry, please click the subscribe button. Watch the video. I will put the channel, share channel, copy. There you go. A little shout out to Tiffany as well. I just checked. We are still subbed. Awesome. Yeah, I'm still subbed as well. I had to reconnect to a bunch of people today. It was crazy. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. I mean, I look at some people that was subscribed like 10 years ago that didn't even post a single video in the last 10 years. And I never commented. I never gave them a thumbs up. I just clicked subscribe, and I'm still subscribed to them. I don't know why. Have you considered having a guest up on panel each week to bounce ideas and conversation with? I thought about it. There was a little while where I was doing it, trying to get people sometimes to come up. It gets harder than actually finding something to talk about. I always tell myself the worst that can happen is I'll be up here talking to myself for about an hour. And as long as I reach the 1 hour mark, which I just did right now, anything can happen after that, and I'm good. If I'm out of ideas, if people start dropping off, if people go to bed, worst is going to happen is I'm just going to go to bed too. I know it's not ideal. I want to stay longer. I want to have a lot of stuff to talk about. I will have okay, let me just check at the name because I don't want to screw up the name. New login there. This. So the name of the guy is Stefan Sobkowiak. He's doing a lot of permaculture. He said he agreed to be a guest on one of my live stream. The only problem is at the moment he is really deep into the food forest. He's a professional growing a food forest. I don't know. Marilyn would know him more than me. If you're still in the chat, Marilyn, Stefan Sobkowiak, what do you know about him? And he will be here at some point. It's just a matter of waiting until the harvesting season is over. Sometimes I feel like I should just wear a GoPro for everything and hope that I can put footage together. Some days I work on something without even considering the fact that I could have recorded. Yeah, that happens to me often as well. And I mean, oops, what happened? Okay, the light is flickering, but that's just because I'm accidentally. Oh, so I was trying to grab the GoPro. It's been accumulating dust. Oh, not the right button. Since I don't know when, like, I mean, I have it here. I have something to put it on top of my head. I have something to put it on my chest if I need it. I have the handle to hold it like this. I have a little tripod. I can put it next to me and just film whatever I do. I could actually be harvesting a bunch of vegetables and have it next to me and just do my thing, go live. And, if 2 people are watching, that's an extra 2-3 hours instead of just not posting anything. We are close to Sarnia. Okay, so that's north of Ottawa, right? So you're kind of far from them. So yes, lots of water around, but I want to avoid the ones with 3 eyes. So many refineries around. Oh yeah, I would get that, definitely. You're welcome, Tiffany. Thank you, Marilan. People want to join him, see what he's all about. So he has 200,000 subscribers with 198 videos. I have 9,000 subscribers with almost 800 videos. The permaculture orchard. The guy is a professional. He gets thousands and thousands of views on every single videos he does. This tree replaces fertilizer. Okay, so he's posting a lot of stuff. Do and don't. Key to fruit trees. I have to watch his stuff. I'm going to leave that open. I really have to catch up. Man, I'm going to be doing a lot of studies in the next few days at the disco. Yes, timing can be a challenge sometimes when trying to get a co-host. After the 1 hour mark, you can do open chat or whatever you so choose, which will likely be gardening. Yeah, the only problem I have with that is Tracy did that, and he was attacked by bots, spammers, porn bots. He ended up inviting someone on the panel thinking it was someone legit, and suddenly, as soon as he put him up, it was something that you should never see on YouTube. Let's just put it this way. And he's been struggling. So yeah, I don't want to have an open chat, but if it's someone I know, someone has been following me or someone I've been following for a while, I don't mind sending you an email or an invite on either on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. But I'm not going to just put the link up there and hope for the best, because there's always someone watching, creeping your channel and just waiting for that moment to happen. The flickering light I just touched the wires. It's insane. He has an orchard south of Quebec. He bought a pure apple tree, changed it to organic apple orchard, and changed it again to for multiple fruit trees, shrubs, and plants. He's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So I need to look at the Ontario map. Have you tried doing a vertical live stream? I have not, but I don't really know if it would give me anything extra. I don't know if it would bring anything positive, really. Um, it'd be nice if I could have like two different medias at the same time. If I had my laptop with my cell phone and I could be in the garden, but my laptop is not going to catch the Wi-Fi in the garden. And if I need my phone to do it, then I don't have it to film or talk or whatever. But it'd be nice if my laptop would catch up the Wi-Fi. I could have my laptop set up on YouTube and maybe try to catch some more people on Instagram, Threads, or Facebook or whatever. I don't have the paid version of StreamYard, so it won't allow me to stream to multiple places at the same time. Yeah, I got it after I just my brain is dead on a Friday night. Scott, hey Scott, I was talking about you earlier. If you're still up for fishing, we can probably go, well, either Sunday or Monday. I'm on vacation, so we'll check the tides and see what time's the best, and we can just go sit at the beach. It'd be maybe 15-20 minutes from Camelton, so it's not that bad. And I have all the gear you need. You can just put a few rods and a few lines in the water. Bring one in case there be mackerel nearby. Just to enjoy ourselves, have a chat. Maybe put our cell phones on a live stream, share a live stream or whatever. You get a lot of watch time. Maybe it would help me a little bit. Who knows? But it would give me content to post as well. Yeah, you're creeping, but you're not. You're not gonna put porn if I bring you up on the panel. Yeah, the trolls can be a real pain in the berry bush. However, if you have enough wrenches in the chat, the trolls tend to stay away because it's hard to get anything in chat before they get timed out banned. Yeah, I agree, but sometimes they blend in pretty well. The one person that was causing trouble to Tracy, Tracy left the live stream to go and do another one to delete the one with the bad stuff. And there was that person following up and asking weird questions, but the first time he seemed legit. As soon as he started asking weird questions, Tracy was saying that he was receiving requests to have the same dude on the live stream. I banned I was a moderator, but it was hard to know. I banned him, and then everything was fine. But it takes a while, and I always put the 5-minute subscriber rule before I start. That way, if someone comes in, from a bad place, they'll have to subscribe and stay subscribed before they can get in the chat. The drive has been crap. Stopping in from Kentucky, new subscriber. Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for stopping by. I am, just so you know, my main language is French. So if you see me struggling with my speaking, it's not because I'm drunk or not because I have a mental issue. It's just because it's my second language. So sometimes I'll be struggling to find specific words. Sometimes the ideas don't come out the way I want them to. Sometimes I could be blabbering and you might not understand what I'm talking about, but if I do, I don't mind taking a step back and starting over. Remy can send you the link I sent him. What link? Did you send me a link? Oh. Oh yeah, you're right in the middle of the rainstorm. That's crazy. By the beach, Miracle Farm in Quebec, Stefan Sokovic. So that's how it's pronounced, Sokovic. From what I can see here, it's Sobkowwiak. But it is Miracle Farm. It's pretty cool. To have a guy like this on my live stream would be awesome. I also had a talk a while back with I forgot his name. I would need to reach them to reach back to them. I forgot the name because honestly I've been so busy that I wasn't able to watch anything out of the big channels in the last year. But basically they're very good friends with Ben Holler from the Holler Homestead, the Hollers. I think it's the Holler Homestead. Ben and Meg Holler. They've been. They have a huge channel. Well, they're probably around 20,000 subscribers right now, and they spent like a whole year trying to find land in the States. I know they were looking hard in North Carolina and they ended up somewhere else. I don't know if they ended up in Tennessee. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I have to follow up with them. They were looking for land. They found a place. Sorry, they found a place. They ended up buying it. They had to do a lot of work on the house. They found a lot of stuff in the house. But now they weren't ready to have a live stream back in the days because they were just so busy. But I'm guessing at some point was that Google Translate, Scott? Monday would work. Awesome. So I'll check the tides, and I have a few mackerels here. My son Anthony will probably want to come fishing, although he might be working. If he's not working, he can come. I mean, he's 16 years old. He's old enough to have a beer with us, and he's old enough to have the talks we want to have. And he doesn't mind being in front of the camera. He won't talk much anyway. So, yeah, I bet Scott with all this rain, crazy. The rain from what he showed me on the video is crazy. I thought I saw a spot on StreamYard that you clicked to go vertical live stream. Slides. Extra camera. Oh, I could have a second camera. Well, I could have a second camera by putting the camera on my laptop right there. I did that one time. On one of my live streams, I had StreamYard there and StreamYard there. And I would just like switch the camera, go there, switch the camera, come back here. It was fun. I'll be in Campbellton, Dalhousie. So, yeah, Charlotte would be 5 minutes away from Dalhousie. And maybe Sunday I'll try to see if there's anyone catching bass at the Charlotte Beach. If I don't hear anything positive, we can go to Hamilton Beach, which is still in Charlotte, but just like at the other end. And I mean, we could meet up at the beach in Charlotte, and you could follow me there. It's only like an extra 5 to 10 minutes away. The thing is, it's a little bit more private. I know the guy that owns the land there. Of course, they don't own the beach, but he owns most of the place where we would have to walk to go fishing. Not that we walk for long. It's just like a 2-minute walk. Maybe the length of 3 phone posts that we would have to walk, simply because I don't want to fish in front of where they're camping. But I know the guy, very genuine, good guy. He keeps telling me I can go as much as I want as long as I don't litter the place. If I leave something there, they'll stop me from parking and walking there. But they don't mind. So Hurricane Debbie the whole way. Isn't Debbie your wife's name? So you were really, really, really in the Hurricane Debbie. Another time. Last Sunday, neighbor got fresh fish, some caught. Now I understand you're interested in fishing. Really delicious, right? And it doesn't cost much to go fishing. Basically, you can buy $20 worth of gear, and on one going, you can get 2 meals if you're lucky. Yes, God, Chris and I were hoping it wouldn't be so bad for you, but we saw the radar. Travel safe. Yeah. So, Scott, you're staying in Quebec tonight? I took a couple of French years in college. Don't speak much, but I can take a little. Yeah. French is a very hard language to learn. Not only do you need to change your tongue a little bit, different sounds, I guess. But even the writing and the reading is very hard. Like, people graduate from grade 12 and most of them cannot even write properly. Because a word can sound the same, like a verb, with the accent on the E or with ER at the end. It would sound the same, but written would mean totally different thing. One of them would be like done versus to do. The accent on the E would mean that it's done. It's in the past. The best example I can give you, I work in a pharmacy. Sometimes the order will have verified, but if it's verified, ED, it's been verified. It's done. It's good to go. If it's not verified, it will say to be verified or please verify. But in French, it's only vérifier. But vérifier with the accent means that it was verified. Vérifier with ER at the end, same sound, totally different meaning, because it means to be verified. Please verify. Something like that. So 99% of the time, we will speak to someone or we will chat with someone where we have to keep in mind that the person is not a very strong person in French. So whatever that person is saying probably doesn't mean what that person wants to say. I will speak to a lot of French people that I can't take what they're writing for what it really is. I have to backtrack and say, okay, they're talking about this. She probably means that, or he probably means that. Marilyn is one of the few people I can talk to, and she will have a good writing in French. And it's hard. Same thing in English, I guess, but I find French language a lot harder than English. In English, even if I can't really speak well, I feel like my writing is a lot better. Well, I'm still pretty good in French, but usually, in general, people write better in English than in French. Land really got expensive. He was looking at 100,000 and 200,000 dollar land for like 25 acres. You know, it wouldn't make sense. Rémi était français fou, mais on l'aime toujours. So that was probably Google Translate, which means Rémi is a crazy French, but we always love him. And Marilyn saying those Acadians are crazy, indeed. No problem. If you're in Hamilton, it's a small detour, but I mean, I can manage. No big deal. We'll just fill the vehicle with, sandwich or snacks and whatever, a drink or two, because I'm driving. I can't really drink too much. You can, but I can't. Um, and we'll go fishing. And once we're done, I'll drive you back. No problem. I mean, it's not like you ask me for a drive like 24/7. I mean, you've done so much for me lately that I will definitely do that with pleasure. Ben and Meg Holler bought in South Carolina 5 years ago. Now they have 6 children. Yep. But the ones that I want to have here are their friends. I just have a blank tonight. I haven't watched them. I think her name is Catty. His name, oh man, I have a blank. I'll have to check. I'll have to go through my subscribers. The ones I'm subscribed to, subscriptions, and see who they are. I will scroll down to see. I have a lot of people I'm subscribed to. I don't think it starts with a C. Maybe I'll see while scrolling. Sounds like a fair arrangement. Yeah, she's crazy. Yeah, French language is really, really hard. Don't beat yourself over it, because chances are you'll talk to someone and they'll understand you. We had. I think he left, although he's supposed to come back as casual. Well, we have a pharmacist that's he comes from Qatar, moved to the States, then moved to Canada, but he's only ever spoken English or whatever that language is that I don't understand. And he said that once he got here, he said he would learn French in a year. And I told him he was crazy if he thought he was going to learn French in a year. Because that's just impossible. And he told me he was going to do it. He still didn't learn French. It's too much. What's his channel name now? Oh, I hate it. I hate not knowing something like that. I took 5 years of French in high school and one more. I could not make a sentence today. It's really easy to forget. I find as a French person, I'm pretty good at like the past tense and all, like future tense and that stuff. It's more like when I make my sentences with, I try to fill my what I'm trying to say with more words, just like filling words, I guess. And those are the words that don't necessarily come to mind right away. Um, but we have some people from Quebec working with us at the pharmacy, and they're struggling a lot more in French, in English. I mean, even I will understand them, so they can get by. They'll get, like, people will understand them, but they'll talk, and I know Marilyn does that a little bit too, and that's the hard part when you start learning English. Um, if you talk about the past tense, you'll say like, I did this, I did um, talk about something. But most French people will be like, I did talked, you know, I did not thought, but that's not the right way to say it. But it's just, we associate past tense with everything being in the past tense. That's one of the things I find that French people struggle more with the English language. But imagine for someone speaking English trying to learn French, like we have masculine and feminine for like random words. You know, it's a table, it's a chair, it's a house, it's a vehicle, it's a boy, it's a girl. In French, it's une maison, feminine, une chaise, one chair, feminine. It's un garçon, a boy, masculine, une fille, feminine, a girl. You know, so we have a guy that speaks English. He speaks French pretty well. I didn't even know it was English when I met him. It took me like a good month to realize he was actually English speaking French. Sometimes he'll be like un chaise, which should be une chaise, a chair. But you can't blame someone speaking English for making those mistakes, because French language is really, really hard. The more I write in English, the more I get bad at it. Not really, Marilyn. I mean, we go to the conference, we speak English, and then we get out of there. You and I will speak French. Annie and I will speak French. Sometimes we'll say a few things in English, but I mean, you don't speak English other than when you chat with us in the group chat, or when you're at the conference, basically. So you don't get a chance to practice. You're actually pretty good. I mean, in Levis. Okay, so you're basically in Quebec. It's just a few minutes away from Quebec. Gotta run, but we'll catch you again. Love the live. Everyone, be sure to like. Thank you so much. Another time. I will go to channel, make sure I am subscribed to you. I was not. I am now. I will check a few videos, because if I don't, YouTube will not like it. I'm still trying to remember the name of that channel. Oh, could that be? I see some names and I get like a glimpse of what the channel could be. And then I'm like, nope, that's not it. I will find before I'm done, even if it takes me the whole night. It is something Homestead or something. And I actually hate myself for not remembering, because I should know this. I was following them hardcore for a while. They were actually some of the first I actually started watching. Um, I mean, of course, it was like Justin Rhodes and all that, like those people. Um, Sow the Land, uh, others like that. But that channel was one of the first I was actually watching that was not popular like all the other ones. And I could see them growing, which was kind of cool. Oh, I hate not having. Maybe I got unsubscribed. That could be why. Or they changed their name, and that's causing me a lot of trouble right now. Not this, not this, not that. Levy, you could have chosen better. I'll be putting. No worries, Scott. Come on now. Could it be? I am at the S section. T now. The Holler Homestead. Creamer Life. There it is. Nate and Katie Creamer. And holy jeez. Okay, I am really, really far behind on their videos. I have to catch up. Last time I checked, that was less than a year ago. They were at about, I'm going to say 18, 19,000 subscribers. And they are now at 66,000. I will put it there. The journey to find their land was actually awesome. They're friends with the Hollers, Ben and Meg, and I think I saw him once at Justin Rhodes. And just the fact that they replied to me saying that they'd be willing to do a live stream with me at some point, that was just amazing for me. And I want to touch base on the journey they had, what they were looking for. Was there anything that they would have wished to buy if money was not an issue that would have been better than what they have now? Questions like that. Sorry, having Santa Bear chicken. Very good choice. I'm trying to think if there'd be anything. We could always go at the beach. There's a canteen there where they have like lobster poutine, stuff like that. That could be something you would enjoy. Yeah, for every noun there's a female, male kind of thing. Une. Sometimes it could mean one. The number one. Un chat, one cat. A cat. Un chat, un chat. Une souris, a mouse, one mouse. Une. I need to skedaddle. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much for stopping by. So yeah, the Creamer Life. I found it. I knew I was going to find it. See, I did it again. Good night, Jane. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Santa Bear is pretty good. Never heard of them. Even if it's just for the journey, all the land they found, the land they visited, and I mean, now he's got a lot more subscribers. But back in the days, he would reply to the comments. I mean, I find that they're them and the Hollers are probably the ones, maybe with Simple Living Alaska. They're the big channels that I would like to be able to follow again. There might be a few more that I don't think of, but those were the ones that I connected the most with the people. Would you say 21 as feminine, like 21? I don't think that's the right way to say it. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, other numbers wouldn't have male female. Deux is two. There's no male female in two. 51 cents. Yeah, like you could say like 51 cents, 51 cents. True, you're right. 51 chaises. Yeah. 21 chaises, 21 chairs. It's true. 21 chats, 21 cats. 21, 21. It's true. It's crazy. Imagine, imagine trying to learn French. Someone that tries a little bit, someone that will understand bits and pieces, someone that would at least know, like if I'm struggling and I'm trying to find a word, and like if I'm like, oh, you know the thing you put on your head, and you'd be like, oh, you're talking about a hat. Yeah, but if I say it in French, oh, you know, casquette, you'll be okay, like a hat. Yeah. Someone that gets to that point, in my opinion, it's amazing. If you speak English and you know a few words in French, like even Tracy from Tihan 141 Homestead, he doesn't realize, but he's starting to pick up a few words in French. And the only time he ever gets to hear people speaking French is when we're at the conference once a year. And I think it was only a second year this year. So that's only happened twice. Sometimes we will write stuff in French, or we'll have a live stream and like tease him a little bit with a few French words. But if we talk about, I don't know, garden, and we say jardin, you'll know what we're talking about. I mean, carrots, carotte, there's a similarity right there. Can get easy to understand. Most of the time, especially where I'm from, we'll have words that, like English words that we use in our day-to-day French life. Maybe not Marilyn, like for you, squash will probably be a courge. But for me, if I talk to my mom, I'll be, hey, mom, veux-tu un squash? You want a squash? I won't say veux-tu une courge. I'll say veux-tu un squash. I will say cucumber, cocombe in French, but see, it has a similar sound. If I want to ask someone if they want pops, I'll be right off the back like, you want a Pepsi? Between Pepsi, I won't be like, you want a soda, or you know. Hello, Huga Homestead. Thank you so much for stopping by. You think it was his third year? I don't think he came the first time, because this year was my third year. It started in 2022, and I don't think he was there. We could always check out the pictures. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. But I thought it was only the second time. No, it was only the second time, because last year I remember buying him a poutine because it was his first time in Canada last year. And this year, we told him, Marilyn and I got him a little something extra, because you can't really cross plants at the borders. And we decided to buy him like chips and chocolate that he can't get in the States. Like Smarties, all dressed chips, ketchup chips, and things like that. We had a few different kinds of chocolate, like Coffee Crisp, and we just give him like a little bag. There you go, Tracy, a little gift. Because, I mean, if I bring a bunch of wild blueberries from home, you can't really plant, like you can't really go across the borders with that. Although I've heard some people were able to do it. but we're not going to go down that road. Yeah, but I will say zucchini before courgette. Yeah, I'll always say zucchini. Courgette, like I wouldn't even know what that is. Yeah, I don't think he was in Lanark the first time, Scott. I can look at the pictures. I'm pretty sure it wasn't there the first year. Yeah, no, he wasn't there the first year. Last year he came to Canada for the first time, and yeah, I'm pretty sure last year was his first time. We have Smarties here in the States, although we might have different versions between the borders. I love Coffee Crisp and the ketchup chips and Bad Either. I don't remember which ones Tracy likes, if he prefers the ketchup or the all dressed. I think it was the all dressed that he preferred. I know for a fact that the Smarties are not the same. That's something that he said. The ones in the States do not taste the same. I don't even know if it's the same. I wonder if it's something I'd be able to send across the borders. I could send you a box, Fox. Scott would know if it's possible to send that across the border. Can you send a box of Smarties? Probably can, right? I mean, you can buy food and seeds. Okay, so if you want to try, I mean, it's gonna cost me like $3. I don't mind. Just go in my about page, check out my email, send me an email with your mailing address if you want, and I'll send you a box of Smarties from what we have here, and you can tell me the difference. We need to chat about the best weekend, and I'd like you to speak. And Tracy, it'd be nice. We'll have to talk about that. It's always difficult because for us, it's more a meetup between friends than the conference. Let's face it, this summer, I mean, I think there's only one speaker that we were able to watch and listen to. It all depends on how far it is from Darren's cabin or Darren's place. We would have to talk about it earlier in the season between us. Not saying it's not possible, not saying Tracy wouldn't want to come. It just might be something that would have to go twice. It might be a little bit harder. Not impossible to do. It would all depend on a bunch of things. We're supposed to go on strike in September. So if we go on strike, I should have more money after. Maybe able to afford a little bit more of that kind of stuff. So candies could be sent over. As long as it's not life plan or whatnot. So, okay. Less than an hour from Darren's cabin. Okay, so it'd be possible to do then. I'll definitely consider that prospect. In return, I could send you our version of Smarties, maybe some other stuff too, just to let you try them. Awesome. That'd be great. I'll try to find at least like a small bag of all-dressed chips and a box of Smarties and put that in an envelope. It might the chips might be a little bit more expensive to send over by mail because Canada Post is crazy expensive. It might be like $30 to send, but you know, I don't mind doing it. We can do a little trade like that. It'd be fun. So my live stream will end. I need to go to the bathroom, and I don't want to get you waiting. So I will say good night to everyone. Scott, when you arrive in Hamilton tomorrow, just let me know. Send me a message, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on. So take care, everyone. Good evening, and have a nice weekend. And we'll talk later. Take care.